Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to a new video with me, Fastball40. As always, if you're new around here, please do consider subscribing down below, clicking the like button, all that good stuff. It's massively appreciated. And like I always say, it helps the channel to continue growing. So thank you very much to those of you that have done it, or those who do like the videos or comment on the videos. You guys mean the world to me. As always, if you want to watch me do some of this stuff live, click the link down below, come over to Twitch. I usually stream from 4:30 PM pretty much every day. I took the weekend off this weekend because I've obviously been working flat out, so I thought that a couple of days of streaming just to get things in place, but I'm normally live 6 days a week. So if you want to click the link down below, come over to Twitch. A lot of you guys have been in the Discord comments, in the YouTube comments asking for the Discord link. All you have to do is put !mark Discord in my Twitch chat and you get access to Discord. It's completely free. It's the best place to be if you guys have questions, queries, concerns. Loads of people in there. Like, I think we're pushing on towards 1,000 now. They can help you with trading, help you the ways that you can make coins on this game. Pretty much everyone in there is doing League SBC methods, so they can help you with that and give you more details. But yeah, big thank you from me for those of you that have been commenting on the community posts that we've been putting out. So we've been putting out community posts in terms of what it is you guys want to see from the channel, because this channel has to be led by you guys. If you guys are getting content you don't want to see, I know a lot of you still support anyway, I want to make sure you're getting the content that you guys actually want to see. So from the feedback from that I decided to move things around a little bit. We're going to be doing the 9:30 upload as normal as a trading video every single day. The 6:30 upload every day is going to be based on the content in terms of, is the content worth it? Just a content run through essentially, but also as part of the content, how you can be making coins at that moment in time. That way I think it's more of a live reaction. A lot of the time the trading videos I do for you guys go live first thing in the morning, so 12 hours after the content. Whereas if I can get it out at 6:30, I now have a video editor. If I can get that content out at 6:30, it's much more fresh. That means that you guys can go and make coins, hopefully, from that content in terms of, I don't know, the other day we saw gold, English centre-back see a massive spike. And yeah, but essentially it'll help you guys make coins, which is what I really care about, is what I really am bothered about, and that's what it is. And then potentially in the evening, like late night videos will be more gameplay based, possibly League SBC to Glory in there, or in the 6:30 PM content if we don't get any good content. So we're going to keep grinding it out, keep doing what we can, but this was a sort of video that was requested a lot by you guys. And I'm going to be blunt, there's not going to be tons of these sort of videos coming out because essentially I'm going to be giving you guys some sniping filter today. Now, anyone that watches me knows I don't consider sniping to be trading. I don't think it's bad, and I think it can be hella fun when you get good deals. But in my opinion, sniping should be used as a simplistic way to make coins when you want to get away from like legitimately monitoring the market, checking what's going up, what's going down. That's when sniping should be used. That doesn't mean it's not a viable thing to do to make coins. It 100% is. And if you enjoy sniping, then that's all that matters. But I'd just be mindful that you can make a lot more coins long term by actually learning market trends and learning what happens when the market comes down, when the market goes up, all that sort of stuff. But you guys have asked for it, so we're going to bring it out. I'm going to try and get maybe 1 or 2 of these out a week in some way, shape or form in terms of how you can make coins just by simplistic sniping filters. I won't be sitting there sniping in this video. I'll be showing you the filters themselves. I'm recording this at 8 o'clock in the morning UK time. The market's pretty dead. I did pick up some of the cards from some of the filters that I've been on, but we'll go through them bit by bit and you'll see it. The first one I'm going to show you is the one that I've just been on a minute ago, which is Gold Defender Real Madrid. It's one of the best ones. You want to find out on either console what price the minimum is, whatever the minimum price of these cards is, okay? At the moment it's 2,000. Now the problem you're going to have on this at the moment, inherently, is there's lows above the hour. You want to wait until this comes down to one. You don't want any past the hour. There we go. We've got one here. 1,800. You want to compare price back out, basically. So you want to get to 1,900 is about where they are. You want to buy that one. And you just want to compare price back out. Now, I'm going to go sit here for a little bit on each filter. I'm not probably not showing you, oh yeah, look, I picked up these cards and whatnot, because most videos that get cut, do get cut anyway. I just want to show you essentially what the filters are. But on PS4 or on Xbox, all you want to do is find out what the minimum is that they are selling for. So at the moment on Xbox, it's about 1,900 because I was looking earlier on. And then you want to basically set your filter to, I'll show you in a second properly. We'll keep going with this. So we'll do like maximum of like 30 seconds a minute on the filter just to see if anything's popping at the time. Most effective time to do any sort of sniping is when everyone's on the game. There's one. When everyone's on the game. So you want to be doing it afternoon, evening. That's the best time to do this. And what you'll see during lightning rounds is a lot of these cards will drop off quite heavily in value, and then they'll bounce back quite readily in value, and you'll see quite a decent bounce back. We don't want that one. But they tend to pop quite often. To be fair, that Militao there with Anchor on him isn't necessarily a terrible one. And always, always, always look out for cards that have hunters and shadows on them, you can sell them for a hell of a lot more. Shadows over this weekend on Xbox were 20,000 coins, minimum. I'm going to buy the 82 because I know he sells for about 2,000 anyway. And see if we can see one more. I think that might be it. I mean, there'll be more pop in, but I don't want to sit on the same filter for like 15 minutes at a time. We'll come back out of it. Right. So let me just show you what we've done. In my opinion, that's one of the best filters. As you can see, I've been doing it. 1,600 on that Militao, 1,000 on that one, 1,500, 1,700, 1,500. And that Foden we'll talk about in a minute. It's relatively easy. You'll make coins relatively strongly, just 1,900 at a time. Any profit's profit with sniping filters. I try and make like 500 coins a card if you can. But sometimes I just pick them up because I'm like to know what side I'm going to pick it up and see what happens. Like 1,900 on this, what we're doing. 1,900 on this card means legitimately I'm making myself about 100 coins profit. But it's better than nothing at the end of the day. It's better than the kick in the teeth. I'd also advise letting them sell before you list them up. Don't do what I'm doing right now, but they will sell either way, so it's all good. And then this Militao here. But Real Madrid Defenders is one that I love. I was sitting there yesterday doing it, and I think in the space of an hour I picked up like 40 of them. In and around 6 PM. It was a massive profit. It's like 30k, but 30k is a lot of coins for some of you guys. Now, this filter that I'm about to show you requires a lot of patience, a huge amount of patience, but it's really, really good. Mainly at 6 PM, and it's gold midfielder Bayern. Now, this obviously brings up Tolisso. He's the one that's cheapest in this filter by quite a distance. So, again, you want to check what the minimum is they're selling for. Always have your max price at like 15 million here. So you can just refresh, and then that refreshes the search, basically. And now, you can sit here and obviously you can try and snipe Tolisso, but what you are really looking for here is a person that like lazy lists and low lists, a Coman, a Perisic, and those sort of cards. That's what you're looking for. Now, yesterday I did this and got 2 of them in the space of about, I think it was about 15 minutes. I got 2 of them, which wasn't bad at all. Again, do I think it's the most effective filter? Not at all, but again, if you get bored of Gold's Real Madrid Defenders, this is one that you can use relatively easily and there not be a problem. But again, just want to compare price back out. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to sit here. Why did it kick me? EA doing its best to wind me up. I'm not going to sit here and definitely try and snipe one right now. I'm not bothered about it. I know they work. Essentially, what you're looking for with sniping filter is room for manoeuvre, is what we call it. Room for manoeuvre. So any way, shape or form that you can sort of pick up what someone might list lower than what it's worth. So if it's 2,400, then there's a chance that someone lists for 1,004, 1,005, 1,006. That's what you're looking for, essentially. And you will get them. But really here, you're looking for that person that does lazy list, a Coman or a Perisic or someone like that just doesn't list it for what it's worth, basically. But you see these Talisas are coming up readily. So if you do get one at like 2,002, chances are this Talisa does get to about 2.6, 2.7 normally. It's not necessarily a bad snipe. We'll do it for another like 10, 15 seconds, but I'm not bothered about showing you guys, oh, I bought one, look, just go out and do it and you'll make coins, trust me. Midfielder Bayern. I did aim to record this yesterday, but as you can probably hear from my voice, it's a little bit wrecked and I need to get my voice back, so I couldn't do it yesterday. There's no way I could have recorded it. Right, next one that we look at, do that one, whatever you do, it will work for you, is Serie A Napoli defenders. Now, we're going to explain why this one is so good. Napoli centre-backs. And this is how you guys can start to learn how to do sniping filters, basically. So, what I always show you guys about going to Footbin and checking out the player tabs on there and checking out League SBCs and seeing the expensive League SBCs and seeing the players that are expensive for those League SBCs. Now, Napoli's one that's not overly expensive, but it does have an expense. And what I do when I go to these things to look for filters is I look at specific positions and areas. So if you look at centre-backs for Napoli, the reason why Napoli centre-backs are so expensive is they have 89 Koulibaly, they have 85 Manilaf, but beyond that, they now only have Maksimovic. Kirikesh now plays for Sassuolo, if I'm not mistaken, and Tonelli, Sampdoria, I want to say he's at Sampdoria, I'm pretty sure he is at Sampdoria. So they're no longer in the game. So Napoli only have 2 centre-backs below an 85 and an 89 rated card, which means that their value spikes. Now, Maksimovic at the moment is low in terms of 1,600. He's been as high as 2,500 recently. But he's been low. I will give you some advice here. When the Serie A League SBC comes out, if the Serie A is rumoured to get a very good player, he will spike in value. So even if you snipe him now and hold him for a little bit, he will see a rise in value. He saw a rise into the weekend, over weekend leagues as people were stacking League SBC packs. He saw a massive rise. So something that just to be mindful of is that he can see a huge rise as you go. But even still, it's at 1,600 coins. Now, so we'll go to FIFA. We'll have a little look and see what it's currently selling for. So, do I think it's 600? It might be a little bit lower than that now. Look at 1,500. 1,400, 1,500. Now, I got one of these a minute ago for 1,000 coins. Again, you want to make sure you've not got any more than one over the hour. Ideally, I just had none over the hour. And compare price back out. Again, this whole method is compare price back out. If you don't know, by the way, what compare price back out is, on Xbox, you press an X to compare price and then B to back out. So I don't know what the layout is on PlayStation. Actually, it's square. It's not triangle, I know that. I feel like it's square, circle. I feel like it's square, circle. You compare price and backing out as you're getting up, basically. And that means that it refreshes the market and brings someone to it. Whether or not you're going to pick one up right now, you're not. I would advise you 6 PM is the time to make this happen because that's when you need to do it. Not even 6 PM to be fair. Just afternoon. I'm literally recording this, as I say, first thing in the morning. There is no one on the game. Everyone else except for me is sleeping, so I want to make sure I got this video out for you. But just be mindful of that. Right. Next one is a really wide-ranging filter. Really wide-ranging filter. And that's La Liga Santander and it's Barcelona. We go gold. Now, I only noticed this the other day because I went to do the Barcelona SBC and realised that the players were extortionately expensive. All of them. That's set back. What am I doing? Hang on, let me go with that. It's just gold Barcelona is what you're looking for. So we'll check the minimum again. So you just want to flick through, adjust your filter to check the minimum that they're selling for. Let's go to 3,000, see if we've got any for that price. None at 3,000. 3,2, 3,4. Right, so 3-4 really is in and around 3-3. There's one for 3-3 there. Let me just make sure that's done. I just want to get it as like cut down as possible so I know what pops. So again, it's the same thing, compare price back out. But what you have here is you have Turan, you have Braithwaite, but you also have things like Semedo and Sergio Roberto and other cards that do pop. Again, when the game is a little less dead than it is right now. On PS4, to be fair, I think you'd probably be fine most of the time. You've got such a high amount of player base and sort of 5 times the transfers on Xbox. You should be relatively fine. That's not to say you can't do it now, but in terms of a video, I'm not going to sit here for 15-20 minutes trying to snap that one player on this filter. I can cycle through the filters and try and pick them up. Like the Real Madrid one works really well, Braithwaite's there. They do pop often, but again, I'm not going to sit there and go, okay, cool, well, I'm going to prove to you it works, just go and do it. It does work. It's really not difficult at all. But the reason why I like this one is you've got, Barcelona do have quite a few lower rated golds that you can potentially pick up from this. Braithwaite there, but I've missed him. Yeah, that's one. That Braithwaite there was a good deal. The one that's just come up. That's really jarring that I compare price and I get into a flow and I'm like, oh, compare price back out, compare price back out. I need to be mindful to check it and make sure I get it. We'll just try and see if we can get another one. This one, only one was relatively like common in terms of cards coming up. But it's also one that I think people, I tweeted it yesterday, just saying, look, check the price of Barcelona goals. Just have a little look at them. And everyone was like, oh my God, I didn't realize they got so expensive. But should just be mindful of that. 3001. And as you'll see, it's always worth refreshing. You see that one that was 332 on the market a minute ago? That's now come off. So it's always worth making sure you refresh the filter just to make sure you know actually what the prices are at. Because, for example, if you're sitting there and thinking, okay, cool, these cards are going for 3,300, but while you've been sitting there sniping them up, they've actually climbed to 3.5. It allows you a little bit of leeway to snipe at a slightly higher rate. But Semedo, now I don't really know what Semedo's going for at the moment. If I remember rightly, over Weekend League, it was relatively expensive. And I'm going to have a little look at what Semedo's selling for. Yeah, cool, fine. He's a good snipe. He's about 4,000 coins, and again, I just picked him up for, I don't know what it is, but that's the example I'm giving you with the Bayern Munich filter. That does happen. You pick up Koeman's, Perisic's, those sort of cards relatively easily. What is he selling for at the moment? About 4,000 coins? I've seen him at 4.2 there, so we'll do 4.1 and see if he sells. But that's what the other one you're looking for there, essentially. It's simplistic, but it does make you coins. But yeah, Semedo, easy pick up. Didn't really take too much to snipe him. Firpo, yeah, Firpo at the moment I think it's got quite a bit of value. I'm just going to go for one more time, see if we can pick up another one. Always, when you're sniping, a lot of you asking me how I snipe so fast. Now, there are faster people than me out there for sniping. If you want to see a sniper in action, go and watch Homeless Penguin. The guy's a beast. But what I always do, it's about learning. So I'm here, right, for example. If I jump onto this one, I'm instantaneously flicking onto A. Just be ready to bite now. If I see one pop up, I instantaneously jump onto it and then I stop myself. You start to learn that you'll make a few mistakes when that happens, but you'll start to learn to be able to stop yourself from doing the A push if you don't need to. There's a Turan there for 2.5. which is nice. We'll see if we can get another one. Any joy. See, I managed to stop myself on the A push for the yes, because I saw it at 3-3. But I didn't get the Furpo. What is it doing? Just completely nutty, like glitched out. I'm going to take that Furpo off of it now quickly. Let's go back. Let's list the Taran up. We'll go 3-3 on him. He should sell. Go back again. But it's one of the filters I like. It's a really generic filter, and that's what's superb about it. It's gold Barcelona. Like, you can't get very much more generic than that. So you've got so much chance of stuff popping, which is always nice. Make sure your A is already on buy now when you do it. So when you're on this bit, make sure it's already on buy now. Compare price back out. So you're ready basically that you need as little clicks as possible to get there. And also, another bit of advice: use the D-pad when you're doing this. Something that Dan taught me. Dan being B273, he taught me use the D-pad because you see a lot less of the snapping onto it. Now I'm cat-candid there because I'm doing that, but these are all 3. I just want to see what they're going for here because if they've all climbed to 3-4 now, it's a 3,000. I mean, I could buy them at 3-3, but 3 the way we want to. There's not any profit in there at all. Keep compare price back out. Well, I've just realised we've been on this for a couple of minutes now. Let's see if we can get one more. Fuzz is getting greedy. Compare price back out. Did you see how often these pop? It's 9 o'clock in the morning and they're popping this often. Like, I cannot stress it enough. These cards pop all the time. Remember though, if you guys are on the website, if you're on foottrading.co.uk, you literally don't need to worry about this because we have proper, like, insane live filters on there for you guys. Tier 2 subs, you've got live filters on there that make you a huge amount of bank, and I'll just compare price back out. I mean, we can go for that one. If I sort of compare price and missed out on them. Which is jarring. Pretty sure that tomatoes just sold, it's just nice. And if you wanted to narrow this down, so you know basically which ones are good, Gold Defender Barcelona works really well. Like, really, really well. So we'll see if we can get one more. I'm surprised at how much this is popping this time in the morning. This one will sell. Not massive profit in that 2.9 really. In fact, there's very little profit in it, but hey ho. Such a weird signing, by the way, when we think about it. Braithwaite to Barcelona. Such a bizarre signing. Right, someone else is on this filter now, so we're not going to sit here for ages trying to get one. I'm actually going to I know this Taran can get higher during the day, so I'm going to overlist him for like 3.5, 3.6 to see if he sold for it. But essentially, that is the Barcelona filter. It's a great filter. I used it yesterday. I love it. Now, one that requires a huge amount of patience, and I'm not going to be able to sit here right now and snipe one, but it's an absolutely filthy sniping filter, is Silver midfielder Feyenoord, okay? Now, Feyenoord you need a lot of midfielders for Feyenoord's team. For their League SBC team, you need a lot of midfielders, central midfielders mainly. This filter is disgustingly good, but it requires a huge amount of patience. You may only see 2 or 3 snipes an hour on it. Maybe a bit more than that, maybe 4 or 5 snipes an hour on it. But their midfielders at Silver cost a minimum of 5k. So if you can compare price back out on them, especially at 6 PM when people are opening up packs, you can pick these guys up. Now, I did show this on stream the other day, and we was doing it on stream. And I think in the space of about 15-20 minutes, I picked up legitimately about 15 of these cards at 3k or less. I made a lot of coins from them. Because again, people don't realise that silvers have a high value. Now, I'm not going to be able to sit here and snipe one, but trust me when I tell you, it works perfectly. It's one of the best silver filters there is out there. Compare price back out on it, and literally anyone here, basically. So what you can do is set it to 5 exactly, because you know you've got that Kelly there. So you know you have these 2 here, and basically anything that pops 900 times out of, like 90 times out of 100 is going to be a buy. A lot of people low list these guys, you don't realise. I'm going to try for like a minute and see if we get one, but I'm almost certainly not going to get one. I cannot stress that enough. Keeps kicking me out. Compare price back out, compare price back out. There's one. Not a great value, but still profit, either ways. I'm still happy with profit. I'm never going to complain about profit. Compare price back out. But this will be really good later in the day when everyone's on the game and open up their silver packs as part of rewards and all that sort of stuff. It's where these can really pop. These can really, really pop. But I'm not going to sit there for too long in it. We're going to listen for 5k. He will eventually sell for 5k. It's not massive profit, but hey ho. Foden. He comes from Man City. Again, I'm not going to sit there and do this one. Really, I was in the videos at 20 minutes now, which is quite long. Gold. Midfielder. And again, this is another one of those ones where you're hoping for either cheap Fodens to pop, which one that one did for me. Or you are hoping for Gundogan to pop and other midfielders for City that are cheap, but mainly Gundogan. Gundogan, however you want to pronounce it. I used to say Gundogan, and everyone said, no, it's Gundogan. I'm like, oh, which one is it? So again, you're hoping for cheap Foden. He's 76 rated, so a lot of people don't know that Foden has value. A lot of people don't. Why does it keep doing... My controller's broken, definitely. A lot of people don't realise that Foden has value, and so he gets listed quite low relatively often. Not all the time, but relatively often, especially again during lightning rounds. You see people just list him up lazily for 1,000 coins in the hope that someone buys them and not realising that he actually goes for 2,000 coins. But again, you want to compare price back out on Foden, and you might get lucky, you might get Gundogan. I know I've seen a few of you get that before. As if to prove my point, there we go, Foden at 900 coins. People don't realise he has a value of 2,000 coins, so you can make quite a good profit out of him. Compare price back out. And if you get really, really lucky, someone will drop a Gundogan on you and you'll be buzzing because you've made yourself like 3,000 or 4,000 coins profit. But we'll try and get one more if we can. Again, I'm not going to sit here for absolutely years. We'll give it like 30 seconds more, see if one more pops. And if it does, brilliant. If it doesn't, then that is that. But again, like I said to you guys before, this channel is going to be led by you guys, continue to led by you guys. I love feedback. I love criticism so long as it's constructive. A few of you guys, when I did the team takedown with Tom, made the point about the music that was in the gameplay and it didn't fit, and I wholeheartedly agree with you, and I appreciate that. Any constructive criticism is always welcome, or feedback, or comments or compliments, all that sort of stuff. I like to hear back from you guys as much as I can. This channel, like I say, needs to be led by you guys in terms of how to make coins or what gameplay stuff you want to see. We will have Gold 1 Foot Champs Rewards this week. I did bottle elite. I'm really gutted about it. I played brilliantly, but just didn't make it happen. But that's Foden for you. That's Gold, Man City. And again, all you do with these filters is you just check what they are selling for at the minimum, and you compare price back out at that price and try and pick them up lower. So for example, 2 Fodens there. We picked that one up for 1,001 and the other one was 2,000. Nice bit of profit on them. You can't really complain with that. Let's just lift Maximovich up for 1,500 as well. And the final one, again, requires a huge amount of patience, but when it comes off brilliantly. It comes off really, really well. And that is just goalkeeper Premier League Wolves. Now, for some reason, Rui Patricio holds a really decent value. And I don't really know why, because most 83s in this game don't. I'm assuming it's because Wolves have got I think it's a centre-back, and they've got certain problems in League SPC that means certain teams are more expensive, certain positions are more expensive. But Wolves... Rui Patricio does not seem to be affected by the drop-off in 83s, and I never know why it is. But essentially here, you're not just looking for Rui Patricio. You're obviously hoping he comes up and you can snipe him up. But Wolves also have silver goalkeepers that are very, very expensive. So you're covering loads of bases here. Now, the silver goalkeepers, I see them pop all the time really cheap because I don't think people realise they have a huge amount of value. Because I think they assume because Wolves have Rui Patricio, the Wolves SBC means that they're just not expensive and not valuable. And you do see them get popped all the time. And I also see Rui Patricio get popped all the time. Because a lot of people that assume that because 83s are cheap at the moment, they assume that he's cheap. And I don't know what it is about him, but he just tends to hold a value. So you can compare price back out on him all the time. And again, this really works well, I find. So that was not really a buy. I find sort of afternoon, 6 PM content where people, again, just want to sell off the cards they've got from whatever it is, lightning rounds, whatever it is they're opening up. They just want to open up those packs. That's when it tends to work best, in my opinion. That's when this sort of one tends to work best. But you see one pop up there. I'm not going to sit for ages. Compare price back out. But I think he's got Ruddy, and I think they've got another one. I think they have 3 goalkeepers that you can be hitting up with that tend to really, really make decent coins. But it's another one that's patience as a virtue. You will eventually make coins. If we look at the cards that we've got now selling, something to show you guys. That Robertson, we packed that Robertson and that cash. A video on that hopefully coming in the coming days. But did any stuff sell? Let's make sure. Semedo sold. So done right. So Semedo has sold, the one we just bought, which is there. The Rebel Defenders have sold. But it's easy. That essentially is a load of sniping filters for you. Go out and ham them out. Remember, check the minimum price that the filter's selling for. So let me just run through them again. Gold midfielder Bayern. Centre back Napoli. Gold Barcelona. Gold defender Real Madrid. I'm reading them off of papers, making sure I've got all the ones written down for you guys. silver midfielder Feyenoord, gold midfielder Man City, and goalkeeper Wolves. Check the min price they're selling for, go to that, compare price back out, pick up the best deals that come up. Make sure there's not more than one over the hour or the compare price back out method does not work. But that compare price back out method stops you getting kicked from the game anywhere nearly as quickly as the other way, the traditional way of sniping. In my opinion, it's much, much better. But make sure there's no more than one over the hour, otherwise compare price back out does not work. Essentially, just snipe, make coins, go out and make coins. Especially if you guys are low budget, you haven't got many coins. These are really good low budget filters that you guys can make solid coins out of. But that is going to be the end of the video. If you are new around here, please do consider subscribing down below, clicking the like button, all that good stuff. But for now, lads, I'm out. Peace out. I'll speak to you soon.